Happy New Year.
Well, it'll be before New Year's happens,
Yeah.
but the thought is still there. Welcome to Pod-1218. This is Earth 1218. We're devoid of all superpowers and supernatural things and superhumans and metahumans.
And
Yes, and yes, and yes,
Exo.
and he literally is Superman.
That's what they called me in high school.
No, they called you the Weasel.
You called me the Weasel.
You're still in my phone as the Weasel.
You're still in my phone as Matthew Chang.
I have no Asian lineage in my family, by the way. So do with that what you will, viewers. I don't even think Sam coined the term for the name. Did you, or was it Sean?
It could have been Sean. I don't remember.
One of the weird kids that we hung out with coined the term. I'm pretty sure that I coined the term the Weasel.
Oh,
for
yeah.
reasons I'm not going to bring up. He looked like a smaller version of Wolverine and more scrawny. That's the only reason. Anyways, yeah, you're listening to the year-end review episode, or the New Year episode, or the episode where we kind of recap everything that happened this year, some of our ups, some of our downs, some of our sideways, some of our upside downs. You see what I did there, dude? Because Stranger Things, that's one of the things we'll talk about today as well, or at least I will.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all caught up, baby. I'm all caught up. And I got a new office chair to put it all in. I'm not in the stupid racer gamer chair. Yeah, I'm not in one of those anymore. I actually can sit down without my butt going down. So we're kind of goated with the sauce this episode. We're kind of
goats on the side of a mountain.
Climbing to a fruitful destination, or so we suppose. Anywho, my name is Matt, that's Sam, and we're going to be getting into some news here for the week, assuming that Sam has it written down.
Yes, I do. First, let's get into the obvious. How was Stranger Things 5.2?
It was good. I enjoyed it. I felt like it was a good, runoff into Volume 2 from Volume 1. You picked up right where we left off, and we just kind of kept steamrolling. I've heard of a lot of complaints about Volume 2 as of recent, but I enjoyed it, and I'm super excited for Volume 3, or the last episode of the entire series, which comes out on New Year's Eve at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. So, yeah, we're going to be eating. So far, none of my predictions have come true. Steve Harrington did not die on the 7th episode. Matter of fact, no one died, which is a little preposterous to me, and it's making me not want to watch the last episode. Because there's going to be probably at least 3 deaths of main characters, and I'm not ready for it. But, my theories are still open. I think I am going to tweak my theory a little bit. I'm still 100% sure that Steve dies, but given some stuff that happened in Volume 2, I think instead of Mike, it will be now Dustin dying. The reason, if you watch the show, I'm not going to get into spoilers until, the full thing is out, really. And then I'll kind of get into a deep dive if we land on it on the wheel, or I'll just do a recap of the season, mostly, probably. But I like it. I like it. I like where they're going, where there's some parts where I'm like, okay, this is drawn out, sure. But other than that, the action's there, suspense is there. There was literally so many times where my heart was, racing, waiting to get to the next part. And I'm just having a lot of fun. Just having a lot of fun with it. Other than that, though, we're chilling. We're chilling. I'm excited for this Wednesday. Maybe not too excited, I guess. Because death is imminent. Death is imminent. But yeah, that's really all I want to say. I'll have more final thoughts once the series is over and done with.
Okay.
Then I'll kind of recap Volume 2 in a more detailed way, because I still have to kind of process everything. I just finished it yesterday, so we'll see. We shall see. But you're free to go on to the next piece of news there.
Okay. Obviously, you saw Avatar: Fire and Ash. I'm assuming there was more of a Doomsday trailer than just what Marvel released, showing Steve Rogers.
No.
No.
So I am going to be the main proprietor of this one as well because Sam, I don't think you said you haven't seen any of the Avatar movies, right?
No, I haven't.
So I went because I actually wanted to see the Avatar movie. It just so happened that I got there super early just to make sure I didn't miss the Doomsday trailer. Like I was 30 minutes early to the showing and I bought my ticket and I'm like, "Hey, is there a bad time to go into the theater or like can I go in at any time?" And she's just like, "I think they're still cleaning, so give it like 15, 20." Okay. No, I did not miss the Doomsday trailer. And no, you didn't miss anything. They released it on their socials. Or unless they didn't release the full thing. What do you know, I guess?
The only thing we saw was you get a glimpse of Steve Rogers' house. Steve Rogers is holding the Captain America suit, and then Steve Rogers has a baby.
Nope, that's about it. And then it says Steve Rogers will return in
And
Avengers.
Avengers Doomsday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, and then it had the weird countdown glitch thing or whatever. Yeah, I mean that is literally it. But I am not as pissed as a lot of people are. I know that this is a very looked down upon trailer as of right now. Not a lot of fans of it, but there are a lot of fans as well. I'm one of the fans. If we want to beef over it, we can. I know where you live. But tell me how you feel about it, I guess.
I mean, at first I was kind of like upset. Like, why are they bringing Steve Rogers back for Doomsday if like he had his perfect like end in Endgame? But the more I hear certain theories online about like what this could actually entail, it makes a little bit of sense. But at the same time, it's I don't know.
Do you want to hear what it means to me?
What?
So I saw this and I got goosebumps because the thing that I've been thinking this whole time since Endgame is how was he able to stay there? How was he able to stay back? Because the
That
whole
is a
point of
good
him
point.
going back was to return the stones to their rightful place so that they didn't cause any more harm. So him returning to present day would have made sure that the timeline stayed intact. Aside from Loki leaving in that timeline, but he soon joined the TVA, and that whole Loki season 1, season 2 happened. And certain end credit scenes happened. But the whole deal with that is in order for the seamlessly perfect ending for Steve Rogers would be him coming back, making that the last Avengers movie, that the last of the Infinity Saga, everything goes off without a hitch. These people are smarter than us. I
Yeah.
want all of our viewers to know this isn't like, oh, they did the Infinity Saga and then they were like, well, I guess we'll just continue. No, they had some of this planned out and
Yeah.
they had an idea of what was going to happen.
And that's one of the theories I kept saying is if they originally planned out like the return of Chris Evans and RDJ, even if it was just further down the line, and then when the incident with Jonathan Majors happened, they just kind of brought it closer, and somehow they're working with some sort of thing to, make it happen faster than what it was anticipated for.
I think that I'm not so sure about RDJ with that theory, just because the Jonathan Majors thing was super out of left field, so they literally had to
Yeah,
scrap Kang Dynasty
but
storyline, at least for right now.
what I'm saying is, after Kang Dynasty, it would have been Doom, and then when the Kang Dynasty fell, led that like they kind of fast tracked Doom in, and that's one of the theories I kind of heard about is, what if, like, because they beat they beat Kang so easily in the movies, it brought in Doom.
That's possible. I don't know how much I agree with that theory, only because I feel like I'm agreeing with a lot of people that I feel like Doom possibly has taken Franklin Richards, given the post-credit scene of you know,
Yeah,
Fantastic Four, but we also haven't seen his face. Like I told you in a couple episodes ago, I don't think that the Doom that we're seeing as Robert Downey Jr. is going to be the Doom for the entire sequence of Doomsday. I think that it's going to be a different version of Doom, and something's going to happen to where he takes on the visage of a hero, or like he takes on, it's a different Doom that actually is Tony Stark, or something along those lines, where I honestly think that Doom is going to make like the Council of Dooms or something like that. Where it's going to be essentially like, or he all the Dooms, and this makes like, what is the term? It's not King Doom, is it? 'Cause like, what is the ultimate like Doom, where he's like going through all the universes and he's like pruning them himself so that he's like the ultimate ruler.
Hold on, I looked up Ultimate Doom and it gave me the video game. It could just be Ultimate Doctor Doom, I don't know.
God Emperor Doom.
Oh, okay.
Where he's like in all white, and he like, it's that very popular still of Doom holding Thanos's like spine.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm thinking of, is like something along those lines, where it sets up, or at least it could set it up for the future, because Thanos had a full like 3 phases to be fully introduced, and then Infinity War to happen, and then Endgame to happen. You know what I mean? Like, it had so many phases setting up this perfect story, and we need to view Avengers Doomsday as the first Avengers movie, where everyone's coming together, they're assembling a team, people are gonna die, and we're gonna get just this leftover hunk of that is going to need more people. So what are they gonna do? Secret wars. Incursions are happening left and right. But where do incursions come from? Split multiverses. People seeping in where they're not supposed to be. Anchor beings for other universes coming to this one. And some like Wolverine doesn't have to go back to his original thing because of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
There's a potential we see Hugh Jackman one more time.
Most likely, yeah.
Like, at least in Secret Wars. And that's what this is all going to entail, is it's just going to set up all these catastrophic events. Nothing is going to go right in Doomsday. Nothing is going to go right in Secret Wars until we inevitably get Secret Wars 2. Because that is a comic line. You know what I mean? Like, this is... It happened. I just hope that they do what I ask and make it so that the street tier people are dealing with their own. They can deal with some incursions. Like, I won't be upset, but they shouldn't be brought to the main fight. Daredevil. What if Daredevil sees Ben Affleck's Daredevil or something, and they're like, they have to fight in some and like the Ben Affleck's Daredevil is actually like in his universe turned into this Shadowland Daredevil because he willingly people in that movie. You know what I mean? He threw the guy in front of the train, and he goes like, next stop for you, and then the train the guy. He had no remorse in that one. Like, I understand why people are upset about Steve Rogers coming back, because it's not about just like Steve Rogers coming back. It's why does Steve Rogers get to come back, but my favorite character doesn't? And it's like Wanda and Scarlett Johansson's, Black Widow. The thing is, Black Widow's soul got exchanged for the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
Not only in the first timeline was it actually Gamora, but when they went back, they had to exchange Nat. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure, like, there's going to be a lot of holes and stuff like that. Like, why does Gamora from another universe get to stay in this universe? But I think it's just another slip through the cracks. She's an incursion. That's going to be a great storyline for Star-Lord if he ever gets reintroduced back into the Guardians. You know what I mean? And, like, it's just... I kind of want like a solo run Star-Lord movie now that I think about it, of him just like he's finished, or not finished, but he's like kind of wrapping up spending time on Earth with his grandpa or whatever. He kind of gets back in the saddle because some shit happening. Maybe an incursion is happening, and he gets drawn out into space again. He rekindles an old flame in the team. Rocket's still leading. Everybody's all a bit more matured. Adam Warlock is a bit more Adam Warlocky. and stuff like that. And then something happens to where it's the end of Secret Wars, so all the incursions are gone away. Give it to James Gunn. Give it to James Gunn so that we can see that. But, just shit like that. We got fed a crumb for a movie that we're going to be getting more crumbs over the next 12 months.
Yeah.
And if you're thinking that the crumb that we just got wasn't the full cookie, grow up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you give a mouse a cookie, they're going to ask for milk. That's literally the whole point of that story. I'm just upset that people are calling it Marvel is just using a cash grab. They're just using their main one, Captain America. You want a cash grab? They already did that with Robert Downey Jr. Why would they need that with Chris Evans?
Yeah. Obviously, they have something like big planned. Otherwise,
My guess, honestly, is this isn't Steve Rogers from the real world, because then there would be like some time, and they already tried that with Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. They already did that with like Agents of Shield and stuff like that. Like it's all, but the whole thing that I'm trying to get to is this isn't the main universes, like the canon universes, Steve Rogers.
yeah.
Because that Steve Rogers went and stayed back with Peggy, essentially making the Agent Carter show not necessary. Essentially making the following Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, like at least the first couple seasons, not necessary at all. And also just null. Not the character. It's just like, it just kind of wiped it out. You know what I mean? So my guess is to maintain that canonity. I think that's the technical term. The canonity of it. They're going to make it to where when he went back, him staying created a new offshoot, a new branch, like they warned about. And this is just essentially going to be a whole new multiverse where a bunch of happening. He has a kid with Peggy, and then my guess, something happens to either Peggy or the kid, and he gets drawn into the fight. Because that's also another thing. What would Steve Rogers have against Doom?
Yeah.
They'll give you a reason. We just saw him on his bike, unpacking his suit and holding a child. That is it. That's all we saw.
Another one of the theories I saw was that Doom is collecting like the children of the Avengers. So he's going after, Franklin Richards, Steve Rogers' kid. Thor's kid is supposed to be in the movie too.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's Thor's kid? Is it just Kid Thor?
No, it's Love.
Love?
Yeah, Love from Love and Thunder.
Am I stupid? Who the f is Love?
Love. Yeah, Love. The little girl at the end of the movie.
Oh, is he? I assume he's like the adoptive father.
Probably.
Yeah, because she's the biological daughter of Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah.
But she died by starvation and was brought back. Yeah, she was resurrected by the cosmic entity Eternity and then was left in the care of Thor by Gore. I now understand the name of the movie. Interesting. Okay, yeah, it's possible that they could do that, but also, I don't know. It's up in the air.
Yeah. Like I said, it's just some theories I've read.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what other tidbits we'll see. I'm also excited to see some tidbits on A Brand New Day.
We're supposed to be releasing that around the Super Bowl, so we could be getting that pretty soon.
The trailer. I assume it'll be a full trailer.
I think so.
At least longer than the 30-second clip. I also heard that it got leaked.
Yeah.
Did they melt that shit out of the internet? I haven't seen anything of it.
Yeah, Marvel's getting real strict. They're putting copyright claims to everyone to even leaks it.
So sorry guys, we will not be reacting to the Doomsday trailer, even though it's shown in Marvel Rivals, which is a free game. And you can also go see it by spending $20+ at the movie theater to watch Avatar: Fire and Ash. Anyways, what's the next piece of information or news?
We officially have our Brainiac. Lars Eidinger was announced by James Gunn as the new Brainiac for the DCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's this German actor. I haven't seen a lot of the movies he was in because he stars in German movies, but I think he can pull it off.
What would you say his name is? Lars?
Yeah, Lars Eidinger?
An interesting face. I always get Brainiac and the one guy, the Thinker from...
Yeah.
from the Suicide Squad mixed up. Because when people were talking about how Brainiac is going to be the main, antagonist of Man of Tomorrow, I was like, didn't he die? But really not.
No. Apparently, they also are drawing some inspiration from Absolute Brainiac, so that's gonna be cool, maybe?
Yeah.
I know there's different versions of Brainiac where he's like a living supercomputer, where he's also like a cybernetic, like, computer thing.
I see also that apparently Brainiac just like demolishes the Thinker in
Yeah.
like intelligence.
So it's definitely gonna be an interesting Man of Tomorrow.
That will be interesting considering how smart Lex Luthor is, and he still was defeated by Superman in the Superman movie. But
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I hope they make the effects real good for that, because obviously, Superman Legacy or just Superman was fantastic. But I'm really excited.
Back.
We're back. Apparently, my computer is just as slow as I am, or at least my internet connection. So, I'm gonna try my best to keep up and at 'em for you guys, so that we have no issues. But so yeah, Brainiac. What else you got? Anything cool?
We do. We got Captain Atom officially appearing in Creature Commandos Season 2. And if you know about Creature Commandos and James Gunn, he likes to keep the voice actors somewhat the same as the live-action actors. So, if you look up Captain Atom, I'm not saying he's ideally the same frame and stature, but he does have a similar stature to the blonde guy.
Blonde guy?
I can't. We talked about him before.
1 second. If I could spell, that'd be awesome.
As the same, kind of stature as Alan Richardson.
Is that who you were talking about?
Yeah.
Alan Richardson?
Adam. Yeah.
So do you think that Alan Richardson will play Captain Atom in the show, or do we have
I don't think we have an official
gonna
confirmation of who it is, but I mean, it could be likely to see Captain Atom to see Alan Richardson as Captain Atom. At the same time, he said he was in talks to play like a dirtier, kind of grungier role, so it could also be someone different. But we do officially have Captain Atom in the Creature Commandos, and he could also appear in the live-action DCU as well.
Yeah. Well, they're all in the same canon, so
Yeah.
that'll be awesome. Which means a possibility for live-action creatures. Obviously, we have the Weasel already,
Yep.
but the Bride, Dr. Phosphorus, obviously,
Yeah.
and then there's obviously Rick Flag scene. God, I'm pissed. Hopefully, none of the footage that we captured so far on my end has been. If it is, I do apologize. But I don't even remember what we were talking about. Captain Atom. That'd be cool. That'd be so sick. I would like to see some of the Creature Commandos in live action, like Dr. Phosphorus.
Yeah.
That's just me.
He might be easy to do. They did like the live-action Nicolas Cage, or live-action Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can do something similar.
They could, and with how good CGI has been recently, it shouldn't be too taxing. But anything is possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's really cool. I didn't hear about that at all, actually. So that's really interesting. What else? What else you got?
Unfortunately, James Ransoni has died by apparent suicide recently. He was in the It movies. He was in a lot of horror movies alongside Ethan Hawke. If you like horror movies, he was in the movies Sinister. Top-notch horror movie right there. But yeah, unfortunately, he passed away earlier, a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Damn. First Rob Reiner, and now this other guy. I already forgot his name. I recognized him from the It movie, though. Definitely the second one, because he played the grown-up of the one kid who broke his arm, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jack Dylan Grazer, I think, is the actor for
No,
the
it's
kid.
James Ransoni.
Well, I'm saying for the kid. I could be wrong on that as well. But yeah, James Ransoni. Our heart goes out to the family associated and anyone affected by his death. Obviously, not a fun thing at all, but yeah, no, that definitely sucks. Yeah, I think that is actually a good point to be like, if you feel like there is no other way out, there definitely is, and it's called talking to someone. Just talk to someone. As much as it feels like you don't have anyone to talk to, there is at least one person, even if it's a stranger. There is someone willing to listen and talk you through everything that you're feeling. So, as someone who has dealt with depression and been to counseling and all that jazz, there are much better ways to deal with your emotions than doing something that you can't take back. So I might throw in the national number, or at least a link to
Yep.
different local ones, because I'm not sure if that has been affected by any of the federal cuts that has happened in the past year. So I'll figure that out for the YouTube post, and I'll make sure that kind of makes its way in there for you if you need that. So even if you have to, if you message me, I'll talk to you too.
Yeah.
And probably the same goes for Sam. Will we answer immediately? Maybe. But that's why I'm going to put the other stuff, so that if you need a direct answer immediately, or if it's just something you're dwelling on, you could reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
That should never have to be the answer. But hopefully on a lighter note, Sam? Or is the rest sad as well?
Nope. The only other news I wanted to talk about, this completely slipped my mind. I'll have to add this to the wheel next time it comes around, but I watched all 7 episodes of The Amazing Digital Circus. I thought it was pretty good. I do. I didn't know what to expect at first. Like I said, the only thing I knew previously was the 2 fish going, "I'm the one that tells lies." And
No, dude, they literally took everything.
it was my entire life savings, dude.
I'm gonna be sick. I'm literally gonna be sick.
But yeah, I really like the show. My favorite characters are, of course, Kinger, my man, and Jax. Jax is pretty funny. And then I've also recently come to find that Bubble is really, really funny, too.
Mm-hmm. I know the bare minimum about that show. I just know the character named Pomni. I don't know who that is, which one it is, but I've seen the one with the fishes with Zach Hadel as the fish.
Yeah.
That's about it. I haven't really attempted to watch anything else from it.
It's interesting. We got the 8th episode coming out in a couple months in March of 2026, so I'm excited for that. Unfortunately, I do have theories on how it's going to end, because it is based, or heavily inspired by a book called I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
It is?
Yep, it is based off of that book.
I didn't know that. I knew that they were I knew it was like a Sword Art Online type feel, because someone was explaining it to me. They're all trapped in a VR world or something like that.
Yeah. Let's just say it's not going to have a happy ending if they follow the source material too a lot, but it could have a happy ending, but we won't know yet.
While we're on the topic of online shows and online animation series, my favorite that I'm still waiting on the next part to is Big Top Burger. I don't know if you've ever watched that.
No, I've never heard of it.
It's very good. Big Top Burger, to the people in the audience that know, that is gas. It is so good. I need more Big Top Burger in my life.
Interesting.
It's very good. Very good. Holy I miss it so much. Essentially, it's a group of people who work in a food truck, and it's run by a clown alien guy. It's a whole ordeal. It's very good. But, yeah. Phone the fire department. No. But, a year in review.
Got some good stuff.
2025, the big 25, coming to a close. We're on the tail ends of probably one of the best worst years of my life. And that's not even covering, like, the major bases. Huge year for movies. Huge year for games.
Yep.
And 2026 seems like it's going to be even better. Let's hope on that. You know, Sam, what are some of your, like, highs of this year? Some of the best things that you can recall? Whether it be pop culture, movies, games, anything.
Obviously, some highs for me. I got some releases and announcements for fandoms I'm super into. Monster Hunter Wilds released earlier this February. If you're still playing the game, they introduced Gogmazios into the game, the first Elder Dragon of the game. I officially have 151 hours into that game, so that was a good time in February. I just recently beat Pokemon Legends ZA. I thought that was pretty good. That just came out this year. And then also, of course, I got super into Resident Evil. I finished RE2 Remake, and of course they announced RE Requiem for February next year. That's a big go. For me, we got a good amount of movies out too. Obviously, my favorite movie this year, Superman, released. I thought that was pretty good. Obviously, we got Fantastic Four. We got a bunch of other ones I haven't seen yet, like Thunderbolt.
Don't forget Brave New World.
Yeah.
Don't forget, arguably, the best Captain America movie.
Sure.
Well, I had roughly the same, kind of good feels. I had a lot of good movies come out. I've seen all the movies I wanted to see, at least all the superhero movies I've seen this year in theaters, mostly like opening weekend. I've seen a few more not on opening weekend, but over time. I have a list of all the movies that I've seen, and in order of my most favorite to least favorite.
Okay.
But that being said, I did thoroughly enjoy each of these in their own way. So in no way am I like dogging on some of these. It's just like some are better than others. You know what I mean? So starting off my list, I'm going to go from bottom to top. My least favorite out of all the movies I've seen this year that came out this year is Brave New World. I still enjoyed that movie. Did I think it was the best? No. By no means was it the best movie or great even. But I really liked a lot of the action sequences in that movie, and I thought the story wasn't too bad. So it was pretty interesting, but obviously the main gripe is the limited amount of time with the Red Hulk. But that's just me. I know a lot of people share that same opinion, but I still enjoyed the movie. Next up, second to last, Zootopia 2. As I told you guys, I enjoyed this movie as well, but that is just, it's following the same, wavelength of the first one is really good, the second one is meh, and they kind of set up the third one in the second ones. I don't know if you've noticed, we haven't really seen birds in Zootopia. I don't know if you've noticed that, but the kingdom or like the city that they're in, Zootopia, is like only mammals. The second one gets into like more aquatic animals and mammals, but also primarily brings in reptiles. That was very interesting to see. Ke Huy Quan as Gary the Snake was kind of goated, not gonna lie. Best character out of the movie, aside from the beaver chick. I don't remember her name. Let me look it up real quick. Beaver from Zootopia 2. Nibbles Maplestick, voiced by Fortune Feimster, who's a comedian. She was very cool. I enjoyed that character. There's a lot of like memeable portions in the Zootopia, very much like the first one, and a lot of like stuff that I find myself repeating a bunch just because of how much like it was impactful in the movie. Obviously Zebros, CM Punk was in the movie, everyone was in this movie, and it was pretty decent for what it was. Now above Zootopia 2, I have the Minecraft movie.
Okay.
That one was just like an experience, If you're anything like my childhood was, I was waiting for something like this to happen, and they were in talks of a Minecraft movie for what feels like decades, and we finally get it delivered to us. Was it over memed? Yes. Is there iconic moments in it though? Yes. And obviously, can't go wrong with Jack Black. You can't go wrong with Jason Momoa. I think they kind of, riff off each other like pretty fluently in that movie. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
It's pretty decent for what it is. It's not like Oscar worthy or anything like that, but
You know what movie is Oscar worthy?
My gosh. Is that Michael
Morbius?
No,
I saw a
that's not
clip of this
Oscar
movie. I saw a clip of that movie on my TikTok the other day.
Morbius?
Yeah. Man, was it something.
What clip was it?
It was a clip where he was in prison, and they were like, something fell out of my pocket. He was like, something fell out of my pocket. I need it. I need blood. And he like started transforming slightly, and then the cops were like, no can do, Morbius. No can do, Doc. And then he was like, you wouldn't like me when I'm hungry or like thirsty. You don't want to see me when I'm thirsty or hungry. And I was like,
yeah, that's why we need to watch it, dude. When I get to it, I'm letting you know so you can come over and we can watch it together.
Okay.
Quick sidebar, another high for me is getting as far as I did in the MCU this year. It took me obviously a bit longer than everybody else, but I also am including all live action works, even stuff that isn't in main canon. Just any live action Marvel products I'm watching as well. Like, I'm in the middle of Punisher Season 1 right now. Beautiful. It's so good. It's so good. But I'm also watching all those shows, and the Netflix shows, they're at least 45 to an hour long for one episode, so it's going to take a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also going through S.H.I.E.L.D. and everything, so yeah. But I'm very proud of where we've gotten with that. Like, we made it pretty far. We're in 2018 now. And we started in the 90s. So, that's 18 years worth of Marvel products. But above Minecraft, this is going to sound really odd, but above Minecraft is Avatar, Fire and Ash. There's a pretty big gap between Minecraft and Avatar, Fire and Ash. This is kind of like my official review of Avatar, Fire and Ash. I genuinely, I loved everything about this movie. I didn't get up to go to the bathroom once. I bought the specialty cup, everything. I was super excited for this movie, not just for the Doomsday snippet, but also just I'm a fan of the Avatar movies. I saw Way of Water opening weekend as well. So I get where a lot of people's criticisms come from with how repetitive the movies are. They think that, they essentially say that it's the same story over and over again, just with different scenes. In a way, yes, but also the story never really ended.
Yeah.
None of the main people died. They always come back because they retreated, and I think the next two, because I believe that there's only supposed to be 5 movies in the series, but they're kind of setting up for, in a way, they're setting up for possible, retaliation before the people of Pandora, the Na'vi, they're setting up possibly for a retaliation against Earth, before they can recuperate and go at it again. So it's very possible. I'm not sure. I really enjoy where it's at, though. I enjoyed the movie. Very beautiful. I give it probably a 7.5, 8 out of 10. I think Way of Water and the original were just a little bit better. Fire and Ash still held up really well in my book. I left there feeling very filled, with enjoyment. I was entertained, and overall not a bad movie at all. The new antagonist that probably will be coming back, Varang, hot. I guess I can get more attracted to these blue people, but holy she's also psychotic, and who doesn't love crazy people? So yeah. But just above Avatar, Fire and Ash was a movie that I actually saw for the first time on an airplane, so my experience was a little bit muted. And then I saw again within the last month, like on a proper TV, was Mickey 17. I didn't realize that came out this year. I wasn't even going to include it on my list until I found out it did. That movie, classic sci-fi film, very good. Robert Pattinson hit all the notes for me. That movie was very good. Obviously, we have also Steven Yeun in that, known for playing Invincible, Glenn on The Walking Dead, among other notable roles. But yeah, that movie was fantastic. It did not let up in any of the scenes. I felt like it did slog in a few areas, but then it just kind of pulled me right back in with its wittiness and also its like grotesqueness in some certain scenes and stuff like that. Right above that, my number 3 film of the year, Thunderbolts, or The New Avengers. That was probably like the breath of fresh air I needed for superhero media. That movie was very impactful and I enjoyed it a lot. Obviously a bunch of new characters, a few new characters, and some reprising, most reprising, just a new team. I loved how it ended. I loved how it tied in, the Fantastic Four in the end credit scene and everything going on with that. Love Century, or Bob, very good. Very good. I might put that on the wheel at some point, just because that movie needs like a full episode to itself. Right above that, at my number 2 spot, is Fantastic Four: First Steps. That movie, I know a lot of people enjoyed it, and a lot of people felt meh about it. It wasn't a bad movie at all, but in my opinion, it's just a little bit better than Thunderbolts for me, only because I do enjoy Fantastic Four, and I was looking forward to it a bit more. So maybe upon like a second watch, it'll kind of change my mind.
I feel like I need to rewatch it.
But like from how I was feeling in the theater, watching it, I didn't really have any issues with it other than a minute few, but everything just felt perfect. They felt like a family. They felt like the family. All the action scenes I was very satisfied with. Even the end bit. I know a lot of people didn't like the end bit, with Galactus and Sue Storm, especially with what happens there. But I thoroughly enjoyed that movie, and I left feeling like, oh, we're so back. And then, obviously, my number 1, if you haven't guessed it already, Superman. That movie just changed something psychologically in my brain, I think.
It's such a good movie. So full of hope.
Before watching this movie, I did not give a flying about Superman. Obviously, he's the boy in tights, wears his underwear on the outside of his leggings, that type of shit. And then this movie comes out, and I don't think I've felt like being a good person so much after being a movie. Like, that just resonates with you.
Mm-hmm.
And it just pulls at your heartstrings and makes you realize that there can be good in everyone if you allow them to have the chance to. Obviously, with some people, there is a line where you can be unredeemable, but this movie really it shows you what Superman is supposed to be.
Yeah.
No matter how much you throw at him, no matter how much you slander his name, he won't lose his temper. And he learns not to lose his temper. He learns to still help and be the protector of the Earth, because that's how he was born. It's a very good lesson to have, because it almost feels like an allegory for like privilege. You know what I mean? Like, you're put into a world in some way, shape, or form with a silver spoon in your mouth, filled with love and affection from your family, sometimes not, but in some way, shape, or form, you are born with more than another person, but not more than everybody. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We are all the same in some sense, but we all have something on each other, but that's what makes us unique. And what we do with what we have can affect others and how they will be able to do stuff with what they have. You know what I mean? And you just have to be a good person to get other people to be good people, because a world without good only breeds hate, and a world without hate can't exist. There will always be naysayers, there will always be ne'er-do-wells, but as long as there are the people who realize that they are gifted the people that realize that they have something that they can do something with for the greater good, and they choose to do so, it overall feels like an allegory for, like, if you're born with some set of skills or some amount of money or some ability to do something, or you come into contact with having this platform, as long as you use that to your advantage in making the world a better place, everyone else, or a good amount of everyone else, will follow suit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a very strong message. And also, it's just be the best you. Be your true self. Even if everybody thinks you're a monster and you know for a fact that you're not, you know for a fact what you've done, you still have the ability to be Superman in your own way. And that's just beautiful. So yeah, that is my top movie of this year that I've seen. It just kind of gave me a whole new outlook, you know. Made me kind of think of, like, well, what do I have that most others don't? And what can I do with the resources I have to possibly make it easier for someone else or make life better for someone else? And what am I doing right now that could negatively affect someone else? How can I change that? You know, stuff like that. And any movie that really does that to you, makes you self-reflect and kind of bounce your own self-image off of it and see what comes back, that's just peak to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, do you agree?
Yeah. It really shows the true humanity in people, even if you don't think they are humans. You know, great movie, great moral, great superhero movie.
I think it's just a good movie, flat out.
It's my favorite of 2025 as well. I really enjoyed it. Some of the other movies I've seen, I did see Fantastic Four as well. I would also put it below Superman, just because, like I said, I need to rewatch it. Preferably not after directly watching Superman the night or two before.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, and it was just kind of like, oh, this is Fantastic Four. Now it just feels like another Marvel movie. And
Yeah.
it was like, no, I just need to rewatch it. I'm gonna come in with a hot take. I watched the Until Dawn movie, and I didn't think it was too bad. Now, I will preface this by also saying I have not played the game. From what I understand, the movie is a prequel to the game, which is definitely interesting.
I thought that the Until Dawn live action project was supposed to be an anthology series. I didn't know it was supposed to be a movie.
Well, it's a movie.
Great.
I didn't think it was too bad, like I said, but I know other people, they just can't get their mind out of this movie adaptation. It has to be directly source material from its, like, predecessor.
Well, I haven't seen the movie, but I heard about the movie, I guess, and I heard that it wasn't going to be like Until Dawn the game, and I think that's why I didn't bother.
Okay.
Because Until Dawn the game, I actually just got for Christmas the Until Dawn PS5 remake or remaster or whatever. That game is probably one of the better story-driven games out there right now. I've never played it myself, but I've seen full playthroughs, obviously, you know, in my youth. That game is very good, and I can't wait to play it for myself and make my own decisions. But the whole premise of that game is like utter disparity even from the beginning, because I don't know if you are familiar with the game at all.
A little bit.
But it's about these creatures start attacking a group of people. They go out to vacation at one of the people's, like, close relatives' cabin in the woods, and obviously hits the fan because a few years prior, or a year prior, one of the sisters goes missing, and then shortly after the other sister goes missing, and it turns out that Wendigos, or these native creatures, cannibalistic creatures, are hunting and these teenagers. And through, like, you know, story and, you know, everything, it turns out that two of the creatures are the two characters from the beginning, because they got trapped and fell and ended up succumbing to the worst gluttonous act of eating human meat out of disparity, causing their soul to be cursed forever, making them change into these bestial creatures known as Wendigos. Obviously, it's not picture perfect to actual mythos and spirituality of natives, but it is a very cool rendition and very well put together story. A lot of really good actors and actresses in there. Rami Malek is in there, as well as Justice Smith. You may know him from the Dungeons and Dragons movie, among other works. I originally knew him from Until Dawn, though, mainly because all of the character models are mocapped with the actual voice actors.
Yeah.
And so the character models look like the actors and actresses. So yeah, very cool stuff. Very good game. But if it's anything unlike the game, the movie I mean, like if the movie is unlike the game, I'm not sure how interested I would be. Like, will I watch it eventually? Maybe. But that's just an adaptation I don't think I could get behind if it's not.
Yeah.
If it at least doesn't have a taste of that.
It kind of does. Like I said, it's like a prequel to the game. The whole premise is basically, you know, these characters are stuck in a time loop and they have to survive until dawn. And they die in many different ways. But it's not like the game where you can like directly make choices as like a viewer, and then like these characters go through different situations to get to a different ending.
Yeah.
It's a movie, so they have to be kind of like set in stone with what they do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this isn't Black Mirror Bandersnatch, you know. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that?
Yeah.
Have you played through that?
I haven't played through it, but I've seen it.
Oh, it's good. It's good. That has Adam Warlock in it.
Yeah.
Forgot his name. That I really like. Obviously, I'm like this story game guy, but lately I've been the roguelike guy. You'll see that by my games this year. But yeah, story games, like story-driven, choice-based games, that's my bread and butter. I loved Detroit Become Human. I loved Until Dawn. All of the Telltale games. Obviously, The Walking Dead Telltale games. Huge fan of those. And then my favorite game series of all time, Life is Strange. Of which Life is Strange is getting a live adaptation. It's an indie project. I don't remember who picked it up. Yeah, they're getting an upcoming live-action TV series on Amazon Prime, and it's being helmed by Charlie Covell, who is Cavell, who is the creator of the show End of the World, which is a good show. And it's also apparently it's focusing on Max's time rewinding powers, which is goated. I love that. The only problem that I have with the show, or the idea of the show, is I've played the game. There are only 2 endings to the game, or at least the first game, but I'm kind of excited to see if there's any changes, or like what ending the show would be. Because obviously, if you played Life is Strange, at least the first one, there's one choice at the end. Do you save Chloe, or do you save Arcadia Bay? I chose Chloe because I'm a selfish piece of shit, and I will admit that. I love lesbians. If you're a lesbian, you're okay in my book. But holy that game, I cried the first time I finished it. I cried the second time I played it. I cried a little bit watching my partner play it for the first time, and they cried. That game is just so awesome, and it houses like my favorite song of all time, Obstacles by Sid Matters. It's very good. But yeah, that game, if they do any of it justice and it's filled with better dialogue than a game produced in like 2010, you know, it will be okay in my book. So yeah. What else have you watched this year?
I watched a bunch of family movies. I watched Back in Action that has Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz. It's like 2 parents that end up being like spies, and they go on a mission, I think, to save their kids or something.
Interesting.
That's a good one. I recently watched the new Playdate movie with Kevin James and Alan Richardson. I thought that was pretty good.
God, Cameron Diaz is getting old, dude.
Yeah, it's whack.
But Jamie Foxx isn't. He just looks the same. Just a little bit more grizzled, I guess.
I watched the new Russo's Brothers movie, The Electric State, that came out this year.
Was that good?
I thought it was pretty good. It's kind of like a sci-fi adventure apocalyptic movie. I thought the story was pretty good. The acting was good. It had Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown, so that was good. And then one of the other newer movies I did watch was the new Wake Up Dead Man, the Ryan Johnson Knives Out project. With that, I have seen all three. I like the first one. The first one's a classic. The second one is good. I haven't seen it in a while. I'd have to rewatch it. And then the third one is interesting. It deals a lot with like religious themes and like either being a good person or like being like having your previous sins be forgiven. So it deals a lot with that end. I thought it was a good movie.
Okay.
Of course, it had more Marvel actors in it. This time, Jeremy Renner and Josh Brolin were both in the movie. It just seems every movie I watch with Josh Brolin just seems like he's playing a Thanos variant.
I love Josh Brolin, though.
Yeah, he's good.
I think I like Josh Brolin more as Cable than Thanos. He obviously plays a really good Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
But just him as Cable fits so well. He played it so well. But I don't know. I haven't seen that movie, so I might have to check it out.
It's a good one. Definitely a good whodunit mystery. But yeah.
Yeah. I also have a shorter list of games that I played from this year. Starting at the bottom, I have 6 games here. I don't think you've ever heard of this, but I played this game called Nubby's Number Factory.
You're correct. I have never heard of that.
So, this last stream that I had on Tuesday, I was seeing how many roguelikes I could win a run in one stream, like before I got, it got too late and I had to stop streaming.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is 3? It was like 2 or 3, I don't recall.
Okay.
But yeah, the first one I played was Nubby's Number Factory. It's interesting. I don't get it, but like I get it at the same time. Dude, it looks weird. Yeah. It's like a Plinko roguelike almost.
Interesting.
But you like Peggle, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like a Peggle Plinko type roguelike. It's really cool, really weird and confusing because of like some of the themes. Excuse me, sorry. But some of the themes are a bit odd. And I'm not sure if the theme is being weird or if the theme is just like Peggle. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it though. It wasn't bad. The next up, the second to last for me, is Blueprints.
Okay, I've heard of that game. Heard it was pretty decent.
Yeah, it's another roguelike where you essentially are trying to find this hidden room inside the house that was set to be in a will to you from your grandfather. But the only way that you are able to keep the house and not be forfeit from it and the house be sold off is if you find the hidden room. And obviously you do different runs, but you have blueprints that you get at the beginning of the game, and you use that to basically open doors that go to a new room, and the rooms mystically change every time you go back in the house, so nothing is ever the same. Very cool. The story is very interesting if you actually kind of like take time to like read some of the documents you can find around the house in different rooms. It's a very puzzle game mixed with roguelike, so it's very fun. But that game, the only reason it's so far on my bottom is because I feel like I can only play it if I have my friends around, because I don't know, it just doesn't seem appealing to do on my own.
Okay.
It's more fun when I got a friend like saying, oh, you should do this. And then like, if I'm looking at a puzzle, then I can be like, hey, am I not seeing something? You know, and just bouncing off ideas. I tend to overthink puzzles, so it took me a long time to figure out this one puzzle that just ended up being the date for Christmas. It was like a Christmas postcard, and I'm like, maybe it's like because it was like a pin pad to a safe, right?
Okay.
And so I'm like desperately searching through this postcard that has when they got the safe on Christmas or whatever. And so you obviously have to utilize the postcard to figure out the numbers to put into the lock. And I was like counting the amount of presents, I was counting the amount of light bulb or the amount of like ornaments on the tree and all this. And I'm like, how could this even add up? Like, what way would I do this? And it ended up just being Christmas, the date of Christmas, 12/25. So yeah, that was awesome. Other than that, though, I just overthink it too much, so it's a bit more fun when I got someone there to level me,
Mm-hmm.
Next up, I have No, I'm Not a Human. I talked a little bit about this game on here.
Mm-hmm.
That game is pretty fun. I didn't think I would like playing it again, but I ended up doing it for another stream, playing it again. I got a different ending, but, like, I feel like that's how I got to do it, is I got to wait, like, a couple weeks and then try it again. And try not to make the same mistakes, or at least try to get a different ending. But that might be a game that I just might look up, like, some, like, run notes and stuff like that to see, like, how to get specific endings and know what my goal is and stuff like that. Just because I already played it through. I got a decent ending the second time around. The first time around I died, though, and I got that ending. Overall, I like it a little bit more than Blueprints because I feel like I can actually play it by myself and I don't need anybody else there other than like if I was streaming it. Above No, I'm Not a Human, we have Clover Pit. I actually put that on the wheel. It's another gambling roguelike.
Yeah.
Shocker. But you actually have a slot machine and you get relics and stuff like that and like items that can help you. I've beat that game quite a few times, or at least I beat quite a few runs. It's very fun. Very addicting, and it's ending up to be just like Balatro again. That's all I can really say about it. It has a really cool story. My guess is you're in and you're kind of doomed to eternal damnation by, consistently sinning due to a game. You know what I mean? So, obviously gambling being one of the main sins with greed and stuff like that. It's very cool. I like the horror-y aspect to it. My second place for this year's games that I've played, Split Fiction. Split Fiction was very fun. I played that with my partner. It was way harder, in my honest opinion, than It Takes Two or A Way Out.
Okay.
Obviously, A Way Out was a bit more serious.
Yeah.
And It Takes Two is a bit more cartoony. And then Split Fiction is obviously a bit more sci-fi or, fantasy. But that game was beautiful, very beautiful story, very fun game mechanics. Just like Split Fiction, or just like It Takes Two, the different level schemes and stuff like that, where every part of the game you're kind of getting a different play style, like a different theme, so you have a different play style, and they're both like versions of sci-fi and fantasy like subgenres and stuff like that. So it's very cool. I would like to play that again, but it'll take a little bit of time because for me, playthroughs of games, I have to like wait.
Yeah.
Because if it's too recent, then it just feels redundant, and I feel like I'm not actually doing anything other than trying to like 100% a game.
Yeah.
100% in games is super. It's not easy for me, but it comes a bit more naturally when it's like the only way to 100% a game is by collecting things, so you spend more in-game hours on your first playthrough, if that makes sense. So yeah, if I want to continue and play this game again, see if I can unlock anything, get any more achievements, it'll have to be a ways down the line. Kind of similar to this other game, my top game of the year that I've played. I'm sure if I played some of the other games that came out this year, especially the games that were in the running for Game of the Year, I would have a different game on here as my number one. But it's very fitting for me, and that's because it's Dispatch.
Mm-hmm.
It has impacted me quite a bit. Just something so beautiful as a story as this game has, and has kind of given me just like more options and a deeper lore than other games. And it only accomplished this in one season, as opposed to other games having 1, 2, 3 plus installations into the series.
Yeah.
This game is up there, and I'm desperately awaiting Season 2. I know I won't get it for at least another year or two, but I'm desperately waiting for another game like this or another game in this series. Not only for the choices, but also the minigame, and it was very addicting and very fun. And it's like the actual only like gamey part of the game, and it's a minigame.
Oh.
Very fun though. I suggest that if you like story games, you should play this. If you like superheroes, you should play this. And if you like Aaron Paul or Jesse Pinkman, you should play this. Yeah. I think Sam should play this as well.
Yeah, I might get it.
It's, if you don't, I'll gift it to you because it's a very good story. It's a bit different than what you probably have played. I don't know if you played a lot of like choice-based games, but
Not a whole lot, no.
it's games like that I seek out because I like feeling something, and I've kind of just been in this drought of roguelikes that I feel like I'm not accomplishing anything. I'm not gaining anything from playing these things other than my gamer score going up whenever I unlock an achievement. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I have so many games that I need to start and play and finish. I'm in the middle of Prototype, like that older game from like Xbox 360, PS3 era. I started that, I really enjoyed it, and then I just got sidetracked. And I need to get back to it, but I've just been playing roguelikes. I finished Inscription. Inscription was very good. I've beaten multiple runs on Clover Pit, Balatro, fucking Slay the Spire. That's a really good game. I bought this new game on PC called Fights in Tight Spaces. It's a deck builder, like, secret agent fighting game. It's super cool. I just don't know how I get so lucky finding these games. But I got it on a super sale for like $2, and it was worth every cent of that $2. Games are awesome. I love playing video games. Holy. What about you? What games have you played this year?
Like I said, played a lot of Monster Hunter Wilds. I got my introduction to Resident Evil, so that's fun. I beat RE2. I played with Leon, and then I bought a bunch of them. I bought 0, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8 for like $50. I played through the first couple hours of number 7. I definitely have to pick that game up without like going back to it like a month later and not realizing what I'm doing.
It's going to be hard for you.
Yeah, and then I recently beat BioShock, the first BioShock I beat.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
How was that?
I liked it. My only gripe is that sometimes the gameplay can get a bit repetitive, but I mean, that's how it is with like most games.
Mm-hmm.
But I finally just decided to like sit down and like finish it.
I had a game that I played this year that I would never have touched if I wasn't doing a specific thing. I'm going through every game that I have access to in my Xbox, like,
The Game Pass?
library. Both Game Pass is included because it's automatically added into my library.
Okay.
Mainly games that I have access to through GameShare and also like Game Pass and stuff like that, which is over 1,000 titles, mind you. I started at the very beginning, and I'm playing through at least each and every one that isn't a demo and stuff like that. I started out with this game that is called 9 Monkeys of Shaolin, and it's a game I never would pick up outside of doing something like this, and I had a lot of fun. You just really need to... Sometimes you just need to, like, do stuff you normally wouldn't.
Okay.
Because it really can kind of grant you this new sense of, wow, I never would have found this game if I didn't do something out of the ordinary like this.
Yeah.
It's like a side-scroller 3D beat-em-up. With a story mode. It was very fun. I have almost 100%ed it. In order to 100% it, it's going to be very hard, and I don't think I'm going to attempt to. But I'm at least going to get as many achievements as I can. But I beat that game. It was very nice. Very intuitive play style. But at some point, there's a skill tree in it. So obviously I leveled it up all the way. And so I'm just kind of OP in the game. But it was very fun. getting to that point. So if you've never seen that, give that a try. If you like side-scroller beat-em-ups with an actual like storyline and a bit more intuitive gameplay than just like a 2D pixelated like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat-em-up Foot Clan fighter, I think you'd enjoy it. If you enjoyed games like that, at least. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off on your BioShock.
No, you're good. I played the first one. It was pretty good. I started the second one. I'm gonna pick it back up once I finish the other games that I'm playing.
Do you think you'll finish RE7 or BioShock 2 first?
Probably BioShock 2 first, and then I'll go to RE7. I have a plan to play the games, like a certain set order that I want to play the games in. The thing is, right now, I'm playing the Silent Hill 2 remake, and one of the reasons I got it was because they have the movie adaptation coming out in less than a month, and I kind of want to go see the movie.
And you don't want to be spoiled?
Well, I mean, I could be spoiled, but, like, obviously the game is better than the movie. I can already just tell you that.
Yeah, it's most of the time it's that way.
But yeah, I need to finish Silent Hill 2, finish BioShock 2. I'll probably do BioShock 2, maybe play another game, and then BioShock Infinite. It all just depends on, I guess, like, what mood I'm in.
That's fair.
So,
do you think... Well, I'll save this question for later. Is there any other games you played or that you want to bring up?
for the first time, I played Hades, the first one.
Hey, another roguelike.
Yeah, I really like that one. Obviously, the second one is out now, too. I've heard that's a pretty good game. Obviously, I've seen gameplay of it. It has a different story, but probably once I beat the first one, I'm gonna get the second one.
When you beat it for what? The 20th time? Or... Because it is a roguelike.
Like, the first time. There's, like, an actual, like, story.
Like when you finish the story?
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you mean. That's fair. That's how I felt about beating Inscription. Inscription was, like, monumental for me. It, like, that game starts out as, like, a roguelike, and then it just kind of turns into just a deck builder, like a Pokemon deck builder almost, and then it turns back into a roguelike, but then back into a deck builder, and then primarily a deck builder, and then it's, like, sprinkling the lore at you, and then when you beat the game, you unlock a mod, quote unquote, that is just the first part of the game as a full roguelike.
Interesting.
It's so fun. It's so fun. But roguelikes sometimes make me upset when I don't have a good run.
Usually
And
it's like my first run.
Handed to me.
And then usually after my first run, I'm like, oh man, I'm surprised I made it this far.
I finally, in the roguelike, made it to the final boss of the run, and I got swamped.
Yeah.
But here we are. Yeah. I don't know. I can't think of any. Obviously, I opened up my horizons.
Mm-hmm.
I played Subnautica. I never, in my right mind, thought I would play Subnautica. Do I think I'll finish the game? Maybe eventually. I don't think it's in the books for me anytime soon. I've just been kind of like playing other stuff. If you want to know my reasons for why I'm probably not going to go back to it, watch the Subnautica episode. I go into a pretty good detail about why I have problems with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I need some semblance of like a path. I need like a set path of what I need to do, or at least heavily implied context clues. You know what I mean? Like to the point where I can be like, maybe get a hint every so often. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, you should be working towards this, or hey, you should be working towards XYZ. Have you thought about doing this? You know? Just to see, to broaden my horizons, because with a game that I was already frightened to start, asking me to take it upon myself to delve deeper and just go and explore, it frightens me, and I'm not ready for that kind of commitment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not until I open myself up to more games like that. And then maybe I'll be able to, you know, swing around and be like, how fun. I might play, I might see like Jacksepticeye's playthrough of it and see like what the ending looks like, just so that I can maybe get the Sub-Zero or whatever it's called. Might play that because it's a bit less like the first game.
Mm-hmm.
from my understanding. In a lot of ways, it's less water. Obviously, there is water, but it's more like lore driven, like you had said. But like stuff like that, I like tipping the scales for me a little bit, like trying stuff I don't normally try. But yeah. Do you want to end it out with maybe some predictions for the year?
Excited for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the Wolverine game late next year.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see GTA 6 get pushed again.
GTA 6 2028.
Yes, sir. I'm excited to see if there's any more news on Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, a lot of people probably have. I'm really excited to see some news about that. I'm excited for the Spider-Man Noir movie show thing.
Mm-hmm. That'll be good. Brand New Day's coming out next summer.
Yeah, brand new day. I'm excited for... I listened to this podcast called Dungeons and Daddies. They just wrapped their Campaign 3 not that long ago. And they're going to be doing Campaign 4 in, I believe, early February. Starting early February of next year. So I'm excited for that. I'm obviously excited for all the movies and all the games, and I'm excited for all the memes and all the people getting canceled. Except for us, we can't get canceled, otherwise
Yeah.
I think I'd cry.
No, I mean we literally can't. Like we're impervious to cancellation.
Yeah, if we just don't care, we will never get canceled. So your feelings. No. I like to think we're stand-up guys. Yeah. I was gonna do that bit, but I was too busy lounging. Yeah. I'm just excited to watch more media, because I'm slowly catching up to everything that I want to watch.
Yeah. I mean, there also might be some new albums coming out. I don't know for certain. Oh, that reminds me. I don't know if you know who the band OCT is, On Company Time. I'm just going to throw this out as a quick promotional bit for them. They are releasing their first debut album on January 5th. They have hit songs like Don't Touch My Clogs and
It's those
Tombstone
people?
Paradise.
That's awesome. Yeah, the, 'cause I'm a half man, half horse. I love these guys, actually.
I got one that I've been singing under my breath at work. It's the... I don't know what the name of it is. It's like pop. It's like pop, pop, baby, da bump, da baby, da bump, baby, da bump.
Nice. Yeah. When you said OCT, I instantly pictured this group, but I didn't know that that was their name.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm excited for anything that I Prevail puts out now that Eric Vanlerberg is the main frontman now, with Brian Burkheiser not as the clean vocalist anymore. Eric is doing both clean and the heavy vocals. They recently, a couple months ago, they released their newest album, Annihilate Me, of which I will be getting on vinyl whenever I have the option to. Very good. Very good. They were always a bit more like, I don't want to say underground, because they did pop off and then they started getting some radio time. But they started out as a lesser known artist when I started listening to them, and then they kind of popped off a little bit. And then I felt like they kind of got like radioified, and then with this new album, it's just like...
Yeah, they brought it back.
Yeah, they kind of brought it back, especially for their debut album without the other guy. But yeah, I'm excited to see if they put anything else out. Obviously, I'm open to new Slipknot albums. I'm open to new, all these other bands dropping albums, as long as it's not Sleep Token. But yeah, I'm super excited for music next year as well. I just want to see if Tyler, the Creator, drops a new album, because he dropped 2 this past year, it felt like, or at least within the past year he dropped 2. Obviously Chromacopia and Don't Tap That Glass, both monumental albums. I enjoyed both, and I'm excited to see what else he puts out. I want to see if Bo Burnham puts out a new special, maybe.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Bo Burnham, since Inside has been out, has been on my Spotify Wrapped for the past couple years, usually in the 5th spot, but he still sneaks in every time, just because I have the entirety of all the songs in my playlist, and I listen to them whenever they come on. I don't really skip them. But yeah, huge year coming up.
Yeah.
If I had to make one prediction, and one prediction only, it's probably that GTA 6 is going to get pushed again.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Rockstar seems to be sitting pretty firm on the fact that they're going to drop it next year.
We'll see.
Theoretically. My prediction also is that Wolverine will be in the Game of the Year contendership.
You think so?
That's my lukewarm take.
Okay.
Do you not think it will?
I mean, it could be. It depends on how, like, the gameplay is. Because obviously they improved upon, like, Spider-Man with Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And we've seen, what, like, clips or leaks of the gameplay?
No, they did a full gameplay trailer.
Okay.
With clips in it. It's compiled clips, but...
Okay.
We got the full trailer a few years ago, and then we heard nothing, and then we got the gameplay trailer just to remind us, jingle, jingle, jingle. We're still working on it, jingle, jingle, jingles.
It could be good. I know a lot of people didn't like Spider-Man 2 because of the story, so it could also depend upon the story as well. But
I heard the opposite. I heard people liked the story, it was just too short.
Okay.
I don't know, though. And also the lack of DLC. There's no DLC for that game, maybe outside of Suits, but I haven't even seen any DLC.
I haven't played Miles Morales or Spider-Man 2, but maybe it's about time I should. Who knows?
I've platinumed the first one.
The first one's
started
a go-to game.
Yeah, I platinumed that. It took me a little bit, but I platinumed it. And then I started Miles Morales. I'm going to restart it because I didn't get too far anyways. But that looks like a really fun game, and it feels like a really fun game. I'm excited to see how it'll tie into Spider-Man... Jesus Christ. How it'll tie into Spider-Man 2. And I also think that they're working on a Spider-Man 3.
They probably are.
But I think that'll be the last one in the Insomniac Spider-Man series.
Yeah.
Which, all good things do come to an end at some point.
Except for...
But that'll be 4 games in the series, essentially. So,
yeah.
We'll see. We shall see. Do you have any predictions before we get out of here?
I think the Silent Hill 2 movie and the Resident Evil movie are going to bomb just because it's going to be a decent movie, but it's not going to be like faithful
game changer.
Yeah, it's not going to be game changer, or it's not going to be faithful to the adaptation, which is what people kind of want nowadays.
I mean, look at the Uncharted movie. Who's talking about that anymore, right?
Yeah.
I feel like game adaptations are better sought after, at least right now, in TV format.
Another one? I don't think the Street Fighter movie is going to do good.
I don't think so either. I'll watch it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun, like the Mortal Kombat movie, but I don't think it's gonna do good.
And it may not. Again, I just... The only reason I'm, like, thinking about not watching it is because Andrew Schultz is in it. But I gotta see what Blanca looks like. That's just me. We'll see.
Yeah.
We shall see. I hope it's action-packed.
I think it will be.
I hope it will be. But Sam, with a new year coming, where can they find you?
I don't know. Shouldn't we, like, spin something first?
Hey, chat. Chat, is this real? Welcome back to The Wheel.
The Wheel.
The Wheel is back. Papa Matt almost forgot again.
Yep.
I've just been forgetting stuff. So we took out Daredevil, obviously. And Sam elected to put in adaptations.
Yep.
I just want to reiterate to all of our listeners as well. If there is something you want on the wheel, just comment it, and if it's appropriate, we will add it to the wheel to possibly be on next week's episode.
Yeah.
Depending on when you're watching. So, yeah. Hopefully we get some more Sam stuff because I like looking into new. So let's give it a little spin. Well, Sam.
Yeah.
How long are we going to talk about that? I don't know. I don't know really what there is to talk about with the band Shine Down, but looks like I'm going to have to listen to some Shine Down.
Yeah. We can talk a lot. I can talk a lot about Shine Down.
Then that might be what you'll be doing. Obviously, that's just how the framework of the episodes work.
Yeah. Who knows? We could be talking about the news for an hour.
Yeah, most of the time. We could talk about the news for an hour, and then I go on like a little rant about how I hate AI or something, and then, and then Sam will be like laughing about it, and then I'll be like, "What's next?" And then he talks about how someone like
someone was brutally murdered or something.
Yeah, someone was brutally murdered, and then after that, oh, so and so had a kid. We welcome Florence Pugh's daughter to the world. Welcome, little Pugh. Like some like that. I don't know, man. But we're gonna talk about Shine Down next episode, so
Yeah, not shine up.
it's
shine
about
down.
to get real. Caution or attention.
Attention.
Yeah, cut the cord.
Mm.
Sam, now with the new year in tow, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram and TikTok at thestyleguru52. I post men's fashion content, men's fragrance content, a little bit about the podcast, and I also am bringing back the Wednesday Words of Wisdom. Every Wednesday I hop on TikTok or Instagram, just give a little speech of wisdom to share with everyone. So I'll be bringing that back, and yeah, Matt, where can they find you?
That's why I call you Samwise, because you always bring the words of wisdom on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/slothystreams, or you could find me on TikTok at slothyboy with eyes instead of Y's on both of those handles, but like usual, I'll drop them in the description if you need to know how it's spelled for both mine and Sam's other places you can find us. I do want to apologize with the holidays. This episode might come out a little bit later than usual. We try to keep it to Sunday/Monday early morning.
I should be able to still get it out by like Sunday night.
Okay, so hold Sam to that. If it's not on Sunday night, I fully give you the right to unfollow and unsubscribe. And it's just out of spite for Sam. But if you do unfollow and unsubscribe, make sure that you sub or follow me on other platforms.
Yeah.
So that I can keep you around. And then Sam.
Yeah.
God knows I am trying. Anywho, this has been Pod-1218, the New Year episode, a year in review, to many more, hopefully.
Yes.
If there's anything you want to add or not, probably not. Thank you so much for chilling with us.
Yeah.
We're going to peace out. I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, same here.